Welcome to another episode of Manzarra the Hobbyist. Today I will be doing a book review video talking about a book I recently read. The book is called The 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos by Jordan B. Peterson. Jordan B. Peterson is a psychologist. I'm not sure if he's considered a motivational speaker, but he is pretty famous at this point. He's had New York Times bestsellers. I believe the book we're reviewing today, 12 Rules for Life, An Antidote to Chaos, is a New York Times bestseller. I don't know much about Jordan B. Peterson myself. I've listened to some podcasts and I've heard a little bit into his life, his background, and some of what's happened with his daughter. But this video isn't focusing on anything about Jordan B. Peterson himself. This is just about the book. So I'm going to start by reading the 12 chapter titles to you, which are the 12 rules themselves, which, as a fun note, all but the last chapter end each chapter with the single line of what that rule is. So those rules are: stand up straight with your shoulders back, treat yourself like someone you are responsible for helping, make friends with people who want the best for you, compare yourself to who you were yesterday, not to who somebody else is today. Do not let your children do anything that makes you dislike them. Set your house in perfect order before you criticize the world. Pursue what is meaningful, not what is expedient. Tell the truth, or at least don't lie. Assume that the person you are listening to might know something you don't. Be precise in your speech. Do not bother children when they are skateboarding. And finally, pet a cat when you encounter one on the street. Those are the 12 rules themselves. The book is 363 pages, I believe, excluding the I would look. I forgot. There's a post section to chapter 12 that's not the about the author. I can't remember what it's called. And then there's the acknowledgements on the end. But really what the book is about overall, or what the book is supposed to be about, are these 12 rules and what they mean in society and where they come from and how they're supposed to function. I found that Jordan B. Peterson has a tendency to venture off away from his original subject matter and maybe distract himself, or maybe through his perception, the subjects that he's talking about carry over into these other avenues and how he speaks. I also find that he is very focused on gender roles, and I know from his speaking that he has a problem with our modern society and labeling who the genders are and how they function in modern society. However, that's him. It's a little present in the book. It's not like in your face, like, oh, men this, woman that, this, that. It's not entirely that forward. Chapter 12, which was the final chapter, the one about pet a cat in the street when you encounter one. That chapter did get pretty far away as well as parts, as he told the story a lot of what his daughter was going through, as she has some severe medical issues. Overall, it was a decent book. It was a little hard for me to digest. I find that his writing style is a lot like a extended speech. It kind of reminded me of the IB diploma essays you had to write for homework, and those hoops you had to jump through for those. And it kind of reminded me of like he was giving a speech the book wasn't a conversation, it was a sermon. He was preaching to the reader, and unfortunately for me, this is just me. If you're very well versed in receiving long strokes of information that tell multiple stories in one point, you might receive it better than I did. I am horrible for being someone who cannot be preached to. I will space out, I will get distracted. I very much so want the content of your point, and that's it. That's all I want. I don't want you to sit there and talk to me and talk to me and talk to me and talk to me. I will, unfortunately, get frustrated and antsy, and I'm just ready for the point to be made. I dislike it when the point isn't made directly to me. However, if you're good with listening to speeches, then this book might be a little bit more for you. It's a very popular book. It's, thousands, if not more, copies of this book have been printed and sold across the world. Jordan B. Peterson is extremely famous for what he has written and what he has said and who he is. So obviously, there's something to that. I just find that the book gets a little lengthy in verbiage and wordage, and he can't stay on his point very clearly. A lot of these chapters are about 20 pages each. When I started reading this book, I was very busy, working as an art instructor, working as a carpenter, doing dog walks when I can through WAG, doing my own art projects, doing some commission work, taking care of my own household with chores, cooking, and my pets with my reptiles, my plants, and my dogs. So when I started reading the book, I did not read very much of it. I read a few pages and then I put it down and didn't finish it. It took me a while to get through those first few chapters. After I think about chapter 3, I made it my mission to knock the book out as quickly as possible, and then the DLC for Pokemon Violet and Scarlet is coming out on the 13th. Today is the 12th. I finished the book yesterday on the 11th. I knew that if that DLC came out, I was going to get distracted again, and I really just wanted to play the video game when the DLC comes out. So I read lots during that period to make sure I finished the book. Here. This is Talia. This is my girl. This is my little doggy dog. And she's distracting me while I'm trying to do this video. Isn't that right? You being distractful? Did you read the book? She was with me when I read the book. I read to her a little bit. All right, go get down. Go get it. Hey. Don't take the mic. Get down. Hey. She thinks this video's gone on long enough. I think this is our third video, or our third book review, second video. Please let me know what you guys think about how I'm doing these book reviews, if any of this is helpful, if any of this is pointing you in the right direction for books that you like. I do have a list of books that I'm going to be reading coming up, so once I'm done with the Pokemon DLC, I'll be going through some of those and we'll do some more book reviews. Hopefully they'll be closer videos together than these previous ones. I'm also planning on doing some video game reviews for some video games I finished up, because I don't do that very often. I don't finish my video games. I start them and I never finish them. So I have Pokemon Sword, that's finished. Diablo 3, that's finished. And Pokemon Legends Arceus, I finished all of the main things. I have 4 side quests to knock out, and then the game is completely done. Jordan B. Peterson, the 12 rules themselves are great. They're good. They're not great. I'm sorry. That was false. They're good rules, and they're very open for interpretation and can be useful in your life. I think the book is an okay read. Out of 10, it's like a 4.5. Like, it was hard for me to get through that book. I did not enjoy it as much as I could have. It was very much homework at a certain point. It took a lot for me to get through it. Okay, I think, yeah. told you the rules and what they are, told you how the chapters got away. I think, you know, this could also just be me. Give the book a read, and if you've already read the book, leave down in a comment what you think of the book, and tell me, you know, maybe how you rate it out of 10, or what you really took away from the book that was amazing. There were certain things in the book that I enjoyed, and I definitely got to take a little bit of a look at myself psychologically while reading this book and listening to the podcast I've been reading, and it's definitely in the category of self-help. So if you're in a self-help journey right now, this book maybe add it to the list. If you're looking for something fun and just trying to enjoy like fun time reading, you know, like fantasy fiction, this is not the book. I'm a fantasy fun time reader. I do not like the homework. Who likes homework? So if you're not ready for the homework, don't pick up the book. If you're ready for some homework and to read it with an open mind, open energy, and to get through it, go ahead and read the book. It can't hurt you. It's always good to see other perspectives. There's a lot of what he says that I don't agree with, and that's part of what made it hard for me, but definitely read it for the different perspectives. And just, I mean, he mentions some really good books throughout his own novel of other books that should be read. He talks a lot about other psychologists and philosophers. Yeah, that's today's book review. Let me know what you think of this video, and you know, share it if you liked it. If you don't like it, you know, just tell me why. You know, reach out to me. Tell me why. Message on, you know, YouTube, or if you know me other ways, tell me then. I'd really appreciate it. Thank you. Hope you guys enjoyed the video. That's not working.